Welcome to the part 3 video of the File Explorer tutorial. So this will be the final tutorial for the File Explorer. So in this video we will be talking about the various tabs here, which is located on the File Explorer, the Home, Share and View tab. So initially it might not be opened as it is right now. It might be like this without any of those options visible. So in order to actually access those options, you bring your mouse here to the home or any of these, and then you left click twice. So 1, 2, and then I believe you can hear the sound of my clicks. So I clicked twice. Yeah, so I now have these options available for me. So let's go to the documents folder, and then we'll practice using this area. So the pin to quick access actually pins an object to this area of the File Explorer, so you can easily access files without searching for them. So most things that are pinned here, most files or folders are pinned here, are the folders or files that I want to easily access. So in order to pin a file to this part of the File Explorer, we select the file and then we click on pin to quick access. When I click on this pin to quick access, you'll notice that it will be added here before or after the document. So I'll just click on it and then it has been added here. So if I want to remove it, I will just right click and then unpin by left clicking now, so it goes off from there. So that's what the quick access does. So you can pin files as many as possible, I guess. So the copy, the way it works is let's go to documents, not this document, this document. So we'll select the file and then we click on copy. This is actually to duplicate this file. So when I click on copy, I'm currently on this folder, so I want to copy it to a different folder entirely. So the current folder I'm currently on is the document folder here. So I want to go to a different folder, which is the desktop, and then when I'm on the desktop folder, I can now paste. It will be added to the desktop. So this is the file here. So I now have 2 copies of it in a different location. That's how you copy files. So if you want to, and this is what we use in pasting after copying. So if you want to cut a file, so what the cut does is that it takes it out of this location and it doesn't duplicate, because the copy is used to duplicate. The cut is not used for duplicating, it is used for relocating a file to a different location. So when I click on the cut right now, it has been highlighted and selected to be moved or relocated to a different folder. So I'll go back, or let's go to a folder here within the desktop. Let me just new folder. I'll open the new folder. Let me quickly delete this and I'll click on paste. So it has been moved to this folder, the new folder on my desktop. So when I go to my desktop, you'll notice that it is no longer here anymore. It has been relocated from the desktop folder to the new folder, which is this one here. So it is now located here. So that is what the cut does. So I don't usually make use of any of these options, and I don't think you make use of them. But if you would like to make use of them, you can make a research on Google on how to actually make use of them. But it's not something you make use of in your day-to-day activities. So the move to and the copy to, I don't also make use of them. I prefer using either the copy, paste and cut, which is actually faster. I can actually navigate with my mouse faster than, because with this option they will only give you a list of folders that you can move to, which might not have all the folders you want. So it's better you use the copy or you use the cut and then you navigate to whatever folder you want to move or copy the files to. So I don't advise you make use of any of this option. So I prefer these options here. So the delete, if you notice there's a delete button here and there's a drop down icon, this arrow down icon here. If I want to delete this file, I can just click on delete and it will be moved to recycle bin immediately. So this is my recycle bin. So I want to show you the options available here. So when I click on the drop down icon, you will notice that there is recycle, there is permanent delete. So what the recycle does is that it moves this file to a folder, recycle bin, where you can still have access to the file and then restore if you would want to restore, or you go there and delete it permanently. But if you don't need the file and you're very sure you don't need the file anymore, you can use the permanently delete option. What it does is that it doesn't take it to recycle bin, it deletes it from your computer entirely, so you no longer have access to it. So that's what it does. So the rename is used to rename a specific folder. When you click on it, this will be highlighted, the current name will be highlighted, and you can actually rename it. So yeah, that's what it does. So the new folder is used to add a new folder to any location. So if I click on it, you notice new folder 2, new folder and 2 in bracket has been added because there's an existing new folder. So you can rename it, and then that's your new folder. So but I don't need it, so we'll make use of the delete button here, right? Bring it down and then permanently delete. So it has been deleted from my file, from my new folder file. So the new item, you see this place here, there's a drop down icon here. So what it does is that there are other options you can use aside the creating of new folder. You can create a new text document, you can create a new Microsoft Word document, and other file types. So when I click the arrow, the drop down arrow, you can see there's create a folder, shortcuts, create a Microsoft document, create a text document, and so many other options here that you can actually use. So I don't make use of this area of this tab. So let's move down to the property side of it, property part of it. So if for instance you want to get like a more detailed properties or information about this file, what you need to do is you click on the properties. Let's just click on it so you see all what you can actually access from it. So these are all the things you can actually access from this file itself. It cannot be viewed here because there's not enough room for you to view them. So in order to get more details about the file, you just need to use the properties option there, and then you get the general details about it, the type of file, opens with in Notepad, the location, the size and size on ticks, so many other options there, which you can find some here as well, but not all. So there are other tabs available: security, details, previous versions, and so on. So I guess it might be useful to you in the future, but I just decided to mention it so you know it's available there. So once you're done, you click OK or you cancel, and then the default application that opens this file is Notepad. So when I just click on here, this button here, it will open immediately. So that's like a default application that can read the content inside this file. So if you want to use other applications to open this file, what you need to do is you use this drop down icon here. When you click on it, you will see various applications that can actually open this file. The WordPad, the Visual Studio Code are other options that can be used. So you can choose from within the options here. So that's how it works. So I can actually edit this file by clicking the edit button, and it will open it, and I'll be able to type and edit. So that's how it works. I'm going to save it. And then history, which I don't use, it's open a web browser, and I don't know how it actually works and what it does. So, and this final area here is select all, select none, invert selection. So the select all, what it does is that it selects all the whole files here. When I click on it, you notice that everything has been selected. So you can copy, you can cut, and you can delete once the whole files are selected. So I want to unselect everything. I'll just click on select none. It unselects every selected item. And then the invert selection, how it works is that if we have specific items selected and we want to select the unselected items, we would use the invert selection. So when I click it, you notice that every item that was not selected or that is not selected will now be selected. So that's how you invert a selection. And that's it for this home tab. So we'll move on to the share tab, which there's not much content there to make use of. And the share tab is has this share button, which I don't really use. The email, let me just see what it does anyways. So the share tab, you can actually send content to people that are nearby using Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. That's one way to use it. So the email option is used to send a file as an email attachment to someone else. That's, you have to be logged into your computer using your email. And then the zip option here is used to wrap content in a folder that let's say for instance like your backpack has a zip and it can contain a whole lot of content. So if you want to access the content inside the backpack, you have to unzip the backpack. That is what the zip option does as well. So we can have as multiple items as we want selected, and then when we click on the zip, it packs all the items into a backpack, which is a folder that will have them all. So in order to access the files there, you have to unzip it and then you have access to all the files. So you can actually zip just a single file if you want to. So that's how it works. So the burn to disk is if you have an item selected and you have a CD, a disk, an empty disk that you want to copy the file to and access on a different laptop or in a different means, you have it plugged into your computer. There's a CD-ROM or you have an external CD-ROM. So when you've selected this, you now click burn to disk, and then the file will be transferred to the folder where you actually burn it to the disk. Then this print option will actually bring up the print menu. Let me click on it. So you see it has opened up and then it has actually sent to print, but there's no printer connected. So if you follow my arrow, my pointer, you will notice that there's this print icon here in the taskbar area. So you can see there's one document pending for, yeah, that's it. When you double click on it, you notice that there's a document that has been sent for printing. So I will just cancel it because we don't want to print. So that's how it works. The fax, which I don't really make use of, it still can be used for printing as well, but I don't make use of it. I don't make use of this. I think it can be used to restrict access to other people in the computer that uses the computer from accessing this file. So but I don't make use of it because it's not necessary for me anyways. So remove access, I don't make use of it. Advanced security, I also don't make use of it. So that's it for this tab. So we'll move on to the view tab. So this is the tab that I feel like, yeah, there's something here for you to learn. So the view and the home tab has a lot for you to work with. So the view tab, the first thing we talk about is a preview pane. What it does is that when an item is selected, there's an area here where you can actually view content, the content of the selected item, but it doesn't work with all items or all file types. So let me just click on it so you see it. So you can now view the content of this type of file, which is the txt, the note, the default note that comes with your computer. So these are the content inside of it. So you don't have to double click and open to view what is inside. It can be seen here, which is a good feature to me anyways. So it doesn't work with all file types like folder and exe file on application that you can install. It works with Microsoft Documents, Note, and a few other things, and maybe PDF as well. So let me just quickly deactivate it, and let's talk about the details pane. So you can see that the details pane is used to just show modified and other field informations, which, well, to me is not really necessary because you can still view them here within this area. So I don't make use of it, just deactivate it. So this area here is actually used, which is the layout, is used to select the layout mode that you actually want. So let's just be practical about it. I'll just take my mouse on this option, extra large icons. You notice I did not select, I just took my mouse there and then I left it there, hovered on it, and then it will just give you a preview of what it will look like when it is being selected. So this is the first one, the large icon, which is lesser than this, and then the medium, which is smaller than this as well, and then small icons, list, details, tiles, content. So you have a list of options that you can actually pick from, and then whichever one that works fine for you, then you just click on it and then it will be the default one. So but I prefer the details, which is the default most times, that comes with all laptops. I prefer it anyways. Yeah, so that's it for the layout. So when it comes to the view, like the current view, you want to make some adjustment here, or maybe you want to sort for items. We use the sort to search for specific items. If we have lots of items here or lot of file types here, in order for us to access files, maybe by dates, by type, by size, we need to adjust or make use of these options here. If we use by name, nothing happens because it is almost similar to the one that was selected, which is by size. So if we go back there and then we change it to descending, the A will be at the bottom, which is the APB, like it goes invertedly. So it will actually invert the order of arrangement. So we'll just go back to ascending, and then we can pick from various options here. Date modified, this is the recent document that was placed in here, that's why it's at the top. And then we can go with size. You notice that the size of this file that is visible is at the top. So that's how it actually works. That's how the sorting works. Yeah, it's just like searching and arranging files in your office, files with similar names, files with similar information. That's how it works here as well. So let's go back to name anyways. And then group by is used to group items together. So if we use group by type and we have multiple text documents, you would see all the text documents here. These are applications, so it is grouped by applications. If we have more applications, you see them here. This is folder. So it actually creates a grouping style that you use to access your files easily. So if you're searching for application, you know this is where the applications will be, this is where the folders will be, this is where the text will be. So that's the benefit of making use of this group by. So it's really useful. So let me just make use of it. Yeah, so what else? So this size all columns to fit. Let me show you how it works. Let's see. If you notice, this file name is not really visible when I bring it closer. So you notice that there are some contents are hidden and are not visible. In order for it to be visible, it needs to fit the width of this longest text here. So if I click on this, it will do that for me immediately. So it resizes the column so it will fit this name. So if we have a name that is longer than this to this point, it will resize it to this point, and then we'll be able to read the name of that specific file type. So that's how it works. And then this file name extension, what it does is that it adds the name extension or the file type extension to a specific file. So this is a txt document which you would not know or you might not know of, but if I have this included or selected, it will be added to this file, and you notice .txt, you notice .exe. So it is trying to tell you the type of file that you are currently selecting or you are currently viewing. So I will unselect it, And then this item checkbox, it is useful, but I don't make use of it. So if I click on it, you notice a checkbox available on each folder or each file I hover on. So I can actually easily select some items immediately. And then you notice they are all selected because there is a checkbox beside it. So I can select all by clicking here and then unselect all as well. So that's the work of the item checkbox. So I'll deactivate it. And then the hide items. So if you don't want an item to be visible, when I select it and click on hide item, you notice that it has been grayed out and then this icon is no longer visible enough. So if I want it to be unhidden and more visible, I'll click on it and then select back on it, and then you notice that it is now popping as it was initially. So yeah, that's it for the file explorer. And before I go, I would like to show you this option as well. So you notice that this layout option has like many available other options here, but here we have just 2 options, and these are like the 2 options that people use most. That was why it was added here. So if you click on this, it will change the size to this large icon. When you click on this, it will be on details icon, details option. So here you would see the amount of items in this area of the file explorer. So you notice that we have 9 items, and when I select all, you see 9 items selected. If I deselect one, it reduces. So that's how it actually works. So this is it for the file explorer tutorial, and I hope you find it useful. If you did find it useful and you're finding my courses or my videos useful, please like, subscribe, and share to your friends out there who would find it very, very useful. Thank you.